Hello everyone. Today's video is on the benefits and drawbacks of e-commerce. So basically, I'm going to explain what that is, what they are in terms of what the benefits and the drawbacks of using e-commerce are. And I'll be referring to the bricks, the bricks company, Cuckoo, who want to go online to sell their products. So I'm using that company as an example for this video. So global marketplace. So one benefit for using e-commerce is global marketplace, which different businesses around the world can trade online so that customers have access to shop for the products that they need. So they don't really being online is very convenient actually, especially if you want to buy products from abroad and you don't want to do the legwork to get there. So basically, you just order it online and it will be shipped and delivered to you in no time. So it's very convenient, you know. And being online, I've only started using online shopping like maybe a few years ago. I know, I think around 2015, 16, I started using online shopping just to buy more things that I need. So I don't really need to pop to the shops just to get the item I wanted. Only if it's necessary. I wouldn't do it all the time. So they do this so it is more convenient for them to do it at home instead of going to the shops, as I just mentioned. So it will give Cuckoo. This is actually a made-up company that I thought of, or that was given to us. This will give Cuckoo the chance to set up their business online, meaning it will attract many customers to use their website to buy clocks and watches rather than go to a bricks business that it currently is. So basically, a bricks business is basically a business that doesn't have online things. So it's basically just a shop without a website, basically. Which is, you know, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. So many businesses, even small businesses now, you see that they're online now, and they're able to reach out to people through e-commerce, basically having their own website or maybe through other websites that can help them promote their business as well, basically. Like some companies use Amazon, for example, but even though Amazon's kind of a bit dodgy now after what they've been doing with their practices, and even though they say they're going to be a better business, like they're trying to reduce CO2 emissions and many other factors, they are still kind of causing problems as well, like to their surroundings. Most people shop online because it's more convenient. So it will help people be online and it attracts more people to use the service more rather than less, actually. So that's a benefit for e commerce. And 24/7 trading means businesses can are trading online non-stop. So basically, it's on 24/7, so you don't really need to worry too much about wherever your products will arrive. Or it doesn't, websites run in their own time. So basically, you don't need to worry about whether it's the item you want is not available, if it's closed or opened. So it's basically about time, basically. When the time that you purchase your product and they will deliver to you within the next days or so. So it will allow customers to buy products day and night without the business being closed for the next day. So Unlike a bricks business, e-commerce runs, online shopping runs all 24/7 because websites have their own meaning that there is no need for staff to sell to customers. So you just have to do it yourself basically. So you just click on the item and you put it in the basket and you purchase it. There's nothing else you need to do really. You don't need to see anybody to pay for your item that you're buying online. So it would benefit a company like Cuckoo to start their own online store because even when the actual store is closed, it will still run since it's online, being meaning the sales will increase and the amount of profit that they make are earning would be added. So basically, it does increase the business's profit and it increases them. It would, I think they may last. If they're a small business, they could last longer if they're online than if they're not online. But some of them do. Some businesses actually do sell on social media, which is basically on e-commerce. I think it's becoming a thing now. That some businesses are on social media as well. Like Facebook and Instagram, I've been seeing lots of people going online are selling their merchandise and stuff through e-commerce. So Kuku could benefit through being online rather than having just a store. Because how many people go and shop there? Maybe not many, I guess. So relatively low startup and running costs. So basically, it doesn't cost a lot to set up your own online store, and it doesn't involve having to purchase a rent place or location where you have to set up your own business like you would do with a bricks business. So you don't need to worry about how much money you need to spend just to set up a website because anyone can set up a website unless you have a professional. But it's cheaper. It doesn't mean it's free. It's cheaper because websites are not free. Don't think it's free. It's not because you do need to. There's many add-ins that you need to put. You have to pay for. You have to pay for certain things for a website. And it also costs money to hire staff to run a place and paying the equipment that they need. So it does cost money to hire staff. Like as you know, during the pandemic, most people are now trying to repair the damage after it. Even though we're still in the pandemic, but they are still but the lockdown's been eased and no one is, no one is staying at home as much as they used to, unless you're working from home, which is kind of what the pandemic is doing right now. So people can work from home. You don't have to go in. They don't need to go in, really. They could just work online. Some stuff is more could be done online or at home rather than going into the office. Even though it's good to go in physically to do your job at hand. So hiring staff to run it doesn't cost that much anyway. And paying for your equipment that's needed to keep the store or where to hang things up, that costs money. Shelves, you know. So Cuckoo will not have to worry about expenses when they are setting up their online store because it's not that costly. All they need to do is set up a website that is created and they have to try and maintain it as much as possible. I think it's something to do with algorithms. You have to maintain how many people visit and actually use your website. So, a competitive edge. E commerce is becoming a big business because it is a big business. So, because many organizations now have their own stores online, many customers can use these sites to do online shopping. So, many customers. So, it just draws people in basically. And when organizations are that you know or don't know have their own online store, it's more likely people might actually get to know about that business rather than through a big brick store that doesn't have a website. So Cuckoo can compare themselves to other companies who are also trading online. So they sell clocks, so basically they can actually see and compare with other companies that are doing the same thing through that means. So if Cuckoo do well, such as getting more sales online, this can give them competitive advantage over other competitors in different stores. It is simply cheaper and more convenient for customers so that they can save more money rather than just going to the actual store itself just to buy items at a reasonable cost. So basically, customers are so it does give them the chance to know about the shop and it's more convenient and cheaper because most times products online are cheaper now. When I did this PowerPoint, I never knew about e-commerce. I had to do research on it because I'd never shopped on a website ever in my life. And nowadays, people are doing that. And it's more convenient, so you don't really need to do anything really. You just need to click on a few buttons and everything. So you can save more money. It's more cheaper when you compare to going to a brick store. That they charge you more money when you and see a face to face staff member on cashier on store in front of the counter. So yeah, search facility. So instead of the customer rushing into the store and looking for an item they need, they can go online to find the product they need as soon as possible. So it's good that they could browse through a website and to know which products they like and which ones they don't like. And as everything's online, every product that they can find that the company actually owns is there for them to look at and stuff. And there's some websites that compares similar looking products like phones, for example. Does You can compare and contrast which product that you like more in terms of performance and storage or maybe memory and stuff like that. So most websites have search facilities which allows customers to select what they need. For example, the customer can use the search box to type the products they need. Otherwise, they can click on the menu bar to what products they need. So there's the search bar, as always, with every website, to help you if you know what the product is and you know what it looks like and if you want to buy it and you know the name of it, then the search box will be useful. Or you could just go to the menu bar and just browse through each page of what items they have. So this would benefit Cuckoo because they Their customers do not need to waste their time managing for the supplier to give them the product that they are looking for. So they should add facilities when they are creating a website for their business so it would be less time consuming. So basically it just helps the customer out with the service. So they don't need to go into the store and they don't need to be writing complaint letters to the staff member, to the manager about the business being so terrible with the service. They just can use the search bar and they don't need to write a complaint about the product that they don't have in the shop. So pricing opportunities, differences and fluid pricing. Pricing opportunities are when the business can begin to either lower the cost or increase it for whatever reason it may be. This is beneficial as it allows Cuckoo to think what strategy they can use to sell their products online so they can attract more customers to coming into the website, meaning they would need to make money out of it. So basically, it does help that a business can sell online because they know what to do, and you could change prices as well. Like you could give them discounts on certain things. Like let's say it's 20% off this or so, or buy one, or get buy everything and you get one product free and such. So you can look of new ways to actually promote your products through pricing. So sometimes Cuckoo can attract auction products if they're not selling good. So Cuckoo may sell online their watches and clocks that don't get sold straight away to the customer because they may not trust it because it's an unknown business for most customers. So most customers won't actually trust a business that's not known to them because they want a business. They just not sure or they don't know if they could trust the product that they see online or basically. So that's why business is auction because of that. Their products need to attract a target audience in order for them to be successful with e-commerce. So you need to have when you are selling online, whether you're doing it both online or offline, you do need to attract. You need to have a target audience so you can be successful, particularly with e-commerce, because you do need to have some kind of audience who are going to be interested in your brand. So customer in gathering customer information. Sorry. So the benefits of e-commerce is gathering customer information. This can increase the relationship of customers so they may trust in using the business service, which can help a new online business such as Cuckoo, make with customers. So having regular customers obviously is very useful and it increases your relationship with them. They may use your service more. They may say this, they could actually promote your products through maybe showing you or word of mouth or social media and such and so forth. Okay. Another thing that Kuku could make profit out of, meaning they are drawing customers in to their website to purchase items they will need at a cheaper rate, which can make customers keep on coming onto the website, especially those around the world. As I just mentioned, that's exactly what I was trying to say. People could are starting to use the service more because you're putting it out there for the world to use or to see, really. Alternative income sources. This is when a business can overlook the items they have on sale currently by planning out ways that they could make extra profit. Like Cuckoo are a company who sells clocks and watches. They can think of what other items they could sell online, such as jewelry. So they could think of other ways. Their main thing that is they sell clocks and watches, obviously, and other they can use other ways to get. This is another way of doing it. It's by finding a way, by finding a different means of selling. So they could sell jewelry and other things like that. That could actually make customers keep coming. It does. So advertising is another way of making more profit for Cuckoo, so it will attract more customers to come into their store. So advertising, I did say that in the beginning, did I? I think I did. Saying advertising or promoting a brand through social media is another way of making more profit and trying to attract more customers to use your service. As I mentioned, I did mention that. I think I did mention that. So I think this is the first drawback, a lack of human contact. So being online in general is a lack of human contact. So when you're using e-commerce, the lack is the drawback when using e-commerce that I was supposed to say is the lack of human contact. The reason for this is most of the process is done on the internet and most customers would not want to use e-commerce, which is why they prefer going to the store. I think that could be the main reason why people can't keep going on websites because they miss the fact that they're going to a shop and talking face to face with the cashier. I think if you don't understand something, this I think going to a brick store is useful because you are basically you can get help for what you want to what service you if you have any questions and you need help with something. I think going to a shop is the best way to do it rather than going online for it. So that is so Cuckoo will have to face the fact that they won't be able to speak to their customers through e-commerce because they need advice because they won't be able to help them and advise them unless they come to the shop. But you can phone and email to talk about it or to complain or to advise a business, get advice from somebody who works in the shop and see what they can do for you. So I think that's the main reason why I would go on to a shop is because of this reason here, the lack of human contact. I think this is a main problem nowadays because most of us are not really talking to one another anymore. I think that's kind of an issue here. Being online, being on the internet all the time. I think that's another issue for people. Is that we all like to be in front of our phones or computers and tablets and other gadgets that we're using instead of going and talk to another person face to face. I think some people will feel lonely as well. So delivery issues when purchasing an item tends to take a bit longer to arrive than going to a shop and picking up from picking up that item you wanted initially in quick time, basically. So sometimes deliveries could take up to weeks. Because I went online, I was purchasing on my friend's behalf, basically. I was purchasing this like tablecloth for a film set, and it didn't even arrive until it's supposed to arrive around May, but I think the pandemic kind of delayed it. So that could be another possibility that products don't come as quickly as or the time frame of certain things don't come within the time that you set it originally. Because being online, you can't really wait. And as soon as you purchase online, you can't wait for it to come. And it does. Delivery can affect the way products are. Even if it arrives and it's still, you still want the product to look good. Because sometimes I think there's only one time I had a product that looked so bad. Came out appallingly to how it was on a website, basically. So Kuku could also face this problem when it comes to e-commerce, and it can make customers feel frustrated with using their service because some products don't come within the time. It depends where you are as well, which is why some products can take a significant amount of time to arrive at your doorstep. So if you're in the UK and shops in the UK, you can get it within the time that they say, but it depends where you live. And so Kuku needs to remember that some places in the UK and abroad are further away, so therefore it would take longer times to arrive at the doorstep, as I just said. So international legislation. So companies would have to follow the laws, not only in the UK but in other countries as well, due to the fact they have different laws. Obviously, that's the main reason for that. And this is the same thing. This is the exact same thing applying to Kuku. So they will have to do the exact same thing, like most businesses do. Because some countries have different laws in terms of what products are allowed to come through and not allowed to come through, and what if there's anything that's illegal, basically like substances and stuff, then they can't use that. Basically, they can't have it. They have to discard it. There are some laws which companies have to assess, such as the age of the customer. So that's the main example, which is basically the customer, how old they are, because there are items which they purchase online that could be dangerous and illegal. So some countries you may think are breaking the law if you do not follow the law that's given to that country. So you need to be a certain age. It's basically more about alcohol and smoking and buying such products that are not for your age. Some products are age restricted, basically. Like when you watch a film, it's a bit like that, basically. So that is what Google should be careful of, giving products to online customers that are not at a certain age, basically. The minimal age that they're supposed to have it. Because they could be breaking the law. I think they could get the law, they could go to court and get prosecuted for doing that thing, even though they didn't know this person's a certain age or so. Product design problems. Product description problems. Sorry about that. Another problem is product description, especially when you are using e commerce. The customer can easily get fooled of products that look similar online, and they when they look at pictures, but actually they will not get the kind of product they wanted because it might be the wrong color, the wrong size, and it could be damaged. Because some products can look damaged or they just don't look exactly like the product that you wanted. So they kind of feel cheated for buying that product. So Google should have descriptions of each product without misleading customers. So basically, this could be when using websites in general, this could be a big thing. So security issues. So Google will have to face, as an online shopping company, security issues that they may need to deal with. So they have their customer details can be taken by hacked, and once everything's hacked, it means that it is exposed. So basically, they need to be securing the website as well. So the data that Cuckoo have is lost, meaning that they cannot restore that data again. So personal details could be stolen by the hacker and can be accessible from around the world. This can cause problems for Cuckoo if they do not have security software to protect them from malicious damage. So always have the security system in place because you never know, there will be people that want to steal from you online, because online it's a major problem that people think is okay to actually steal from people, like their identity or their bank details, and purchasing and spending money from your account, or they could pretend to be them. Do you need to be careful of that, because there could be some viruses and malicious software. So I hope you enjoy this video and gain some understanding of benefits and drawbacks that Cuckoo will have to face as an e-commerce business. And if you're planning to own your e-commerce business, I hope you watch this video and gain some knowledge from it, and subscribe. And here are the references as well for you to look at. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.